This is really exciting. Super exciting music. Get you guys jazzed for comics. Mo Biggs. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of My Wednesday Comics. My name is Rocky Ballesteros, and I am so glad. So glad to see you guys. Some of you guys here. Glad to see you guys on a Wednesday. Fine Wednesday here. Time to talk about comics. We're going to have a good one today. There's a lot of stuff that came out. More than I was expecting to buy. There was a few that I was like, oh, I'll check that out. And I ended up deciding to get them. So, yeah, a lot of fun stuff to look at. Some you guys have already seen. Some are books that are finally releasing, or their issue is coming released today, and it's been I want to say well over almost a year maybe since the last issue came out for this one particular book. It's a good one though. It's a banger. So I just saw some. We'll get into it when we see the book. It'll make more sense instead of me like dancing around which book I'm talking about. But yeah, there's a lot of debuts today, new things and nostalgic things. So it's going to be a good one. But I'm really glad that I can join with you guys today and just share in the books, the comic books that I picked up at my local comic book store. I've been playing that trailer quite a bit. I guess over the last few streams, I've been kind of recycling that trailer that you just saw, the Philip LeBound Gallery trailer. That was a art gallery that I visited when I took a trip to New York City. Amazing gallery. And I just walked away from that totally inspired. The exhibit they had at the time and some of the footage you saw in there was Klaus Janson, a retrospective on Klaus Janson's work. I got a catalog that was part of that exhibition, or that they sold there. And I've just been flipping through that almost on a daily basis, just because it's like just super inspiring for me as an artist, somebody who loves comics, who wants to do comics myself. It's just a really, really inspiring thing. And going to that gallery, looking at the booklet, the book, and then also doing my own master studies of comic book art and, trying my hand at traditionally creating comic books that I do on my master study stream. Go check that out in my channel if you haven't already. It's just all interconnected. It's just kind of feeding my artistic soul. And it's been really awesome to do that. So yeah, check out my Master Study stream. The last stream that I did was a Master Study stream, and I'm working on a Jack Kirby piece. I can show you guys the progress on that. Some of you were here with me while I started inking that page. That one's been an awesome one. So yeah, you can kind of see the blue lines there. So I actually did do the pencils and then printed it out in blue line of this Jack Kirby double pager Dr. Doom pinup. And it took me, how many streams was it, guys? Like 6 streams or something to get through all the penciling on that. But we finally started inking. Last time I'm inking it traditionally with a brush and ink. And it's turning out awesome. I debated doing another Master Study stream today instead of a My Wednesday Comics, but so many books came out that, I was like, it's going to be too hard to like juggle inking and then going through each book and then voting and all that kind of stuff, because you guys, I know how much you guys love the voting as well. That will happen at the end of this stream. Hopefully not too long from now. Let's see. I do have to kind of keep it, not short, but I do have to kind of watch my time today. But yeah, at the end of this stream, after we go through all the books that we look through, and I like to flip through them, I'm going to put it out to the chat to vote on which one was your favorite book. Because I always love hearing that. And usually the book that I think would be the favorite book of the week never wins the vote. Probably because you guys rig the vote. Or your motivation in voting is a little different than mine of like which one really is your favorite book. But anyway, fun time and be had all. Please stick around if you are new to this channel and just checking out my stream for the first time. Stick around to the end because the voting part is really fun. A lot of shenanigans happen and we can use all the votes we can get. We are at 703 subscribers, everybody. I think we've safely tipped over the edge of 700. Thanks to all of you. It was at 699, 698, 700, 701, back down to 700, down to 699. It's kind of fluctuating, but we pushed over to 703 the last day or so. So I'm really excited about that. And hopefully we will stay floating above 700 if I don't screw this up and bore people to death. But yeah, come on in. It's a fun time. If you love comics, that's what this channel is all about. I love comics so much. I love the storytelling medium. I'm a storyteller myself, and I just think the medium of comics is just one of the best out there. To get an artist's vision from artwork to storytelling to like just the beauty of the art to the actual storytelling component in it to character creation, world building. Love it all. And so that's what just gets me excited about talking about comics with you guys all every week. Enough about me, enough about this channel. Let's say hello to everyone that's here. Cranberry Langers first in chat.
This is a cranberry full of power.
Doing a My Wednesday Comics, eh? Yes, we are doing a My Wednesday Comics. Not Thursday Comics, My Wednesday Comics. Wednesday is such a fun day for me because of comics. And I just love that it's always the same day that the books come out. Something to look forward to. There's something about that weekly anticipation of, you know, even if you have a disappointing week, it's just a week until the next batch comes out. It can be anything. It can be totally anything. So it could be something you're looking forward to, a story that you're already reading and you're waiting for that next issue to find out what happens in the story. It could be a totally new book that that has been hyped for months ahead of time and you can't wait for that to come out. Or it could be something like, as you guys know and who have been part of this channel for a while, I love going through old back issues and kind of reliving my childhood. And it could be a discovery like that of something like that you remembered from your childhood. You find it in the back issue box and you just get excited of sharing that. I did read, and I read this pretty fast. I picked up this book from my local library. It's a graphic novel adaptation of Cormac McCarthy's The Road. The first time I heard about The Road was the movie starring Viggo Mortensen. And I actually never watched it, but it's like an apocalyptic kind of tale, which is right up my alley. Those are the kind of stories I love. But this one was... This book was adapted by this artist. I think he's, I don't want to say he's a French artist. I think he's a French artist. I know that he won a bunch of prizes at Angoulême, which is a French comic convention, kind of this like artsy convention, really amazing convention in France. Yeah, I think he is French. But he loved the story so much. And Cormac McCarthy, he wrote The Road. Another story you might know of his is No Country for Old Men, which got turned into a film as well. But this artist, Manu Larsenet, read the story and just wanted to adapt it into a graphic novel. So he just like cold call, I don't know how he got in touch with the author, but wrote him and said, hey, this is my work and I love this story so much and I would love to present it or do it as a graphic novel. So it was just cool to read a story of how he did it, but it's awesome. It's such a good, like it's something that was not on my radar at all. I can even show you guys. Well, let me catch up with the chat here before I get too far behind. As you guys know, I do. But I'll show you a little bit of this. I didn't even think it was going to be part of the voting. Maybe I could make it part of the voting. I can add that in the poll later. But anyway, that's one of the things I was reading. Again, you never know each week what happens. So it was really exciting. And I read it fast because it was just really engaging. Mr. Monkey Boy 1969. Excuse me. That got to be wrong. Supposed to say Thursday.
How do you say monkey in French?
Am I that consistently not streaming on Wednesdays? Is it that much that it's just become the thing? Is it? I'm not that bad, right? Maybe I should go back and like tally how many shows I've done that have not been on Wednesday. Or my Wednesday comics that have not been Wednesday. It's possible, but that's okay. If I was just doing this full time and this is all I was doing, which that would be amazing, then I would consistently be on Wednesday. But because my life is not like that and I'm doing a million different things and working and different projects and, taking care of family life and all that kind of stuff, that's why sometimes the days shift around, guys. Late by a minute. Sorry. Taking notes from Buncraft, Mr. Monkey Boy 1969 says, again, I will defend Miss Senor Michael Bancroft for sometimes missing. I think he's more consistent than I am, though. Mo Biggs, how are you doing?
Better known as Mo, Big wasn't always the confident voice we hear today.
Mo Biggs always keeping it real here in the chat. Mo Biggs, should I just start it off? I should just start it off with disappointment. I believe I have 5 more memberships left in June. And maybe I should have saved it to the end of the month. I'm just going to send it now. Let's just get the pain over with. Where are these gift memberships going to land? We're about to find out, everybody. My guess is not with Mo Biggs. And I'm right. Let's see. Andres Gutierrez, 1964, got one. Aaron Yeager, Devil of Paradise, received one. Rax Gray Hair 2095 received one. Witch's Brew with Donna Marie. I don't know any of these people. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why are we missing one? It's supposed to be 5. Got gypped. It only gave out 4. I know. What's up with that? I tried. Maybe it's holding out. Maybe it was supposed to go to you, Mo Biggs, the 5th one, and it's just not. It's holding it. It won't admit it. Hey, I tried. I really tried. Mark's Music Obsession. Yeah, you can't say I didn't try. Mark's Music Obsession. Good friend of the channel and channel member, subscriber, as is Cranberry Landers. Thank you very much. Didn't mean to jump over that, Cranberry, but both of you guys subscribing to the members of the channel, which is awesome. For $1.99 a month, you can become a member of this channel. Just a pittance. 1 Nespresso pod or half a coffee. You can be a member of this channel. And you get little cool badges like these guys have, as well as custom emojis that they can drop in the chat making fun of this channel. It's all good fun. But thanks for being here. Mark's Music Session says that Michelle is here. Hello to Michelle. If she's not watching, please pass our hellos to her. I know she was gone last week. This is what made me laugh right before chat started. Before the stream started. I like the way this energetic music really gets us hyped for the show. I think you guys would hate it if the music on all my trailers was like crazy club music. Like, that's not who I am. Although I do like a good club track. But that's not who I am. I'm just in the lazy river stream of comics. And it's just always going 24/7. But it's like at a steady pace. We don't want to like get too overhyped because the crash would be too much at the end. What was that, Mo? I was sleeping. Mark's Music Obsession, getting in on the fun. Who said that? Sorry, I dozed off. At least the art is good. Just gets me raring to go. High action intensity. Yeah. Trying. Mark's Music Obsession wants the poll now. We don't have anything to poll, even though Cranberry's voting for Frank Miller, which I will always vote for Frank Miller. Frank Miller is my fave. There's some stuff coming out from Frank Miller. He wrote a memoir, and that one should be coming out, I think, in a couple months. His memoir is coming up, and that is on my list of things to get. I love Frank Miller, love his career, love what he does for comics, all the ups and downs and the, style changes, story changes. Frank Miller is he's the king. He's incredible. Let's hope this week's selections are not an absolute mess. There is an absolute that came out this week, and we have been talking about it several weeks in a row about this book coming out. And issue 1 did come out today. It was one of the talks of the store. So we'll be looking at that'll be the first book we'll look at today. Hi, Blinky Printer Light over there, right there. Custom Emoji still not working for live streams on my phone. Works on iPad, but internet for the whole area is down at the moment. Ouch. Eugh. That's not good. And I don't know why they don't work on your phone. I need to do a search on that, see what it is. If it's a global thing or what. There's been all sorts of updates. Recently, Apple had their WWDC conference, which I watched a little bit. So they update a bunch of stuff with that, and they update their iOS. Too many updates. Bo Big says, damn, Mark finally gets the AOL floppy disk installed. The internet goes down. I think I still have some of those discs. Those free discs that came somewhere in like back boxes of mine. Every time someone says New York City, I think barbecue sauce. Really? New York is not the first place I think of for barbecue. It's always like Texas. Always the best barbecue. Texas. There's some good barbecue places here, but Louisiana, down south. Pace picante sauce. Rose on third. How are you doing, Rose on third?
Roses are red. Violets are blue.
Awesome seeing you here. Rose on third, 777. Rose on third sounds, it's good. I know we were trying it out last stream. I think it flows well. Rose on third. Rigged voting. No, not at all. Not in this chat. Never happens. I feel bad for causing Linz to doubt her choice of usernames. Looks like by the time she got around to it, 776 other people had beaten her to the punch. You'd be surprised. Even with my name, the way it's spelled this way, which that's not your everyday common spelling. Rocky, especially the Rocky Ballesteros. I think I've met maybe 1 or 2 other Ballesteroses in my lifetime. So not the most common name, but yeah, with usernames, when you type it in, you would be surprised at how many numbers come before the one I can get. So, I'm not surprised that 776 other people picked Rose on third. Yeah, sure. Congrats again on 700, Rocky. Thank you so much, Cranberry Lingers. It's because of all of you. I tip my hat to all of you guys, all your engagement and just hanging with me all this time, as long as we've been doing this crazy channel. I just appreciate your, what do you call it? Engagement. That's such a weird word. I appreciate your connection. Yeah, engagement, I guess, is the right word to use, because it helps. It totally helps. I love all the comments that come after streams over. I love, obviously, the live chat, the engagement in Discord. Oh, that was a smooth transition. Thank you very much. Well done, Rocky. If you are interested in continuing the conversation beyond when I stream, I do have a Discord channel. Somebody can drop the link in the chat. If not, just let us know and we can do that. But yeah, Discord's a fun place to kind of connect with people and then just share stuff. It's not all comics talk, but it's predominantly Comics Top. There's tons of memes that go back and forth there as well, which is where social media tends to go after a while. It's funny. Usually there's these like high and lofty goals for social media. It's like connecting the world, or, finding people that you've missed, or like connecting with people that you don't normally connect with. And then it just ends up being a bunch of like cat memes. That's most of the stuff that I watch on all social media channels. Yeah, it's just slowly dumbing us down as a society. Rose on Third says her number is very complete. Yeah, take that. That's a cool cover. Oh, for the road, yes. I will flip through some of the pages on here. This artist, Manu Larsenet, I've never seen his work before. Definitely an inking. If somebody told me that he did this digitally, I'd be shocked. It looks very traditional, his artwork. I'll just talk and flip through some of this right now. So here's his, like, it feels so like almost like etching, the way that he goes in on it, his pen and ink work. It's really beautiful. Most of it is wordless. So again, I haven't seen the movie, I haven't read the book, but judging the content of the story, I'm guessing it's not a very dialogue-driven kind of book. Well, I mean, actually, that's not true, because it wouldn't have been an engaging book if there was no dialogue. But the amazing thing is how much of the story, this is my point, how much of the story he's able to tell without dialogue. And so for those of you who don't know, the story is like some sort of crazy event happened in the world which basically shut down all power, and then society just devolved into chaos, and people lost food. There was no power, there's no food, there's no warmth, and then I think it was some sort of nuclear event, because like the weather's all screwed up, so like it's really extreme. And the story follows this father and son. And they're just trying to make this journey to go south. So it takes place in America, and they're just heading south because apparently they're just assuming that the South is warmer. And it's just a tragic, very, very heavy story. And then you start finding out more information that, the mom was basically gave up and killed herself, and left them alone because she just gave up on life, and she wanted to kill the kid, and I'm assuming the husband and herself, just to end it all, because the torture of like trying to survive was too much. But she just left them and died. And so it's just a father and son, and they're just journeying. And the crazy thing is he has a gun, so I'm assuming that weapons, they're not that accessible there. So he has one gun, and it has a couple bullets left in it. And it's almost like this built-in timer in the story, because he keeps looking at the gun, and they do these cutaways where he looks at the gun, looks at the bullets in the chamber, the 2 bullets in the chamber. And essentially it's the idea is like, okay, if we get desperate, I'm just going to I'm going to have to kill my son and kill myself, because what's also going on in this world is there's crazy people who are like cannibalizing each other because everybody's desperate. There's no food. And so it's really, really gnarly, the situations they're in. But just look at this artwork. It's just incredible, and really, really atmospheric, very engaging. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time I was reading this, and it was just well done, well told. Just beautiful imagery here of just the environments. He would do these things with like silhouettes a lot, and they're pushing around this cart with their food, and they're trying to hide out from these cannibal groups that are really like capturing people, torturing them. Like here, this is like really gross stuff. So, and anyway, this is a awesome spread. So this is one thing. Speaking of Discord, one of the channels that I set up in my Discord channel was, I think I called it No Explanation Needed. And so I just wanted a place on my Discord channel where I could upload images as I'm reading the comics that I'm reading, or upload pages or panels or whatever that are just the beauty, that just capture for me the beauty of comic storytelling. And this was one page that I just uploaded because it just stuck out with me as I was reading this book. Here's the setup. It's like, you see, they're kind of in this desolate. He's watching his son, sleep there. They're like super cold. And here he is checking the gun. He had to use one bullet, so he's got one bullet left. And he himself is not well. Like, he's kind of coughing up blood half the time. And then he talks to his son, just a little bit of dialogue. He's like, hey, wake up. And the kid's like, what? And he's like, I have to explain something to you about the revolver. And it's like, oh my gosh, can you imagine having that conversation with your kid of like, if I don't survive, here's a gun and this is what you want to do. Like, do you shoot me? Do you shoot yourself? It's like gnarly, really gnarly. That makes sense. Sounds like it'll be the same vein as No Country for Old Men. It's a little different, but it's at least I didn't read No Country for Old Men. I saw the movie, super disturbing. But I love the Coen brothers, and the guy who played the lead villain in that, whatever his name is. You guys know who I'm talking about. That actor. He was haunting and scary in that movie. So yeah, but it just leaves you with this very, very like desolate kind of feeling after watching that movie, No Country for Old Men. The Road kind of does that too at the end. So yeah, I guess it's this guy's MO. It's how he writes. Am I that consistently not streaming on Thursdays? He so consistently misses Wednesdays, he actually said Thursday. Touche. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened to that last membership. I got gypped. A bunch of the regulars. Yeah, it left one off. Literally dissolved my membership. There you go. Onto the road, Mo Biggs. Trying to find anyone who still isn't already in the regular chat. The only one of these names I recognize is Dana Marie, and not from this chat. Yeah, I rarely, to be honest, I rarely recognize the people that gift memberships go to. And again, I think it's YouTube's way of trying to get people back into the channel. But that's okay. That's okay. We'll keep trying, Mo Biggs, as much as I can. Every month we'll try. Maybe John took it with him. I would be honored for John to have my gift membership if he showed up to accept it. Yeah. I still hold on to hope. I hold on to hope. There's going to be some sort of event that will bring John back, and then we'll have much celebration and pomp and circumstance in the chat when he does. Wait, I'm seeing people say, hello, Michelle. Where did I miss? Did I miss her? Did I miss it? Wait. I just see a hello, Michelle. Hi, Michelle. Hail, Michelle. Where? I don't see Michelle's name, but I'm assuming I'm gonna find it. So, hello, Michelle. How are you doing? How was your vacation back to Pennsylvania? I know you were missed by Mark and the rest of the chat. Great to have you back here. Style changes. No way, Frank Miller or Frank Frazetta, or Vess. Latest phone update killed him. Yeah. I hate updates. Anytime they like update something, you get one good thing and then it like takes out two things that you used to like. Rose on third, stealing home. Michelle says, hey, Rose on third. Oh, discourse. What did I say? Oh, no, you're talking about Discord. Haha, very funny. Some event occurred which shut down all power. It's called the Green New Deal. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. There's just something about, and I don't know why I gravitate to those stories. A lot of people do. It is a thing, right? Post-apocalyptic, apocalyptic. There's something about it that just shakes you to the core and also makes you appreciate life now. When you have to like imagine what would happen if this event happens, right? I'm actually interested in the new Spielberg movie, Disclosure Day. I'm not a huge like alien conspiracy, alien kind of person, but it's fun. It's fun to kind of read that stuff. But that movie in particular, like I love Spielberg, and I can't even remember the last Spielberg movie that I was really looking forward to. But that one I kind of am. It feels very much in his wheelhouse. And I know he really loves kind of the alien stuff. And they've been pumping out a lot of interviews where he's like, it could be real. I think it could be real. So it's kind of cool to see somebody of his caliber explore the what if. What if. Reminds me of Book of Eli. I've never seen that. That's one of Shanthan Jetty. My friend Shanthan Jetty also has a YouTube channel here, Shanthan Jetty Art. That's one of his favorite movies. He always talks about it, and I actually have never sat down and watched it. It depends. As much as I love apocalyptic stories, post-apocalyptic stories, you kind of have to like space them out a little bit or else you get too depressed. And then the ones that deal with zombies, I'm not the biggest fan of. And I think Book of Eli does. This one is not really, they're not really zombies. They're just deprived, like humanity at its worst. But they're not like dead and then come back to eat you. I don't know. It's a fine line. So, but I Book of Eli is one of those movies that I've always been meaning to watch because one, because Shanth always recommends it, and then two, I heard it's just a great movie. Love Denzel Washington. Looks like really good internal art. The art's awesome. Wait, hold on. What? Oh, okay. Cranberry Land just says, I get it. Got it. Fact that Christ rose on the third day, Cranberry. That's what your name is about referencing, as well as your own name, Rose on Third. Got it. Got it. We're with you, Rose on Third. 777. I love parts of No Country for Old Men, but I found that I think it's a really good movie. Yeah, it's one of those movies that stuck with me for a while, and I think it was, what is his name? You guys know who I'm talking about. I want to say Guillermo del Toro. It's not Guillermo del Toro. That's a director. Whatever. That actor's performance was one of the creepiest things ever. The sound design. There was so much tension in that movie. I enjoyed it a lot. Stuck with me. I don't like gravitate to wanting to ever watch it again because it was that scary. So, oh no, wait. No Country for Old Men. Am I thinking of the wrong movie? This whole time? No. Yeah, it's Javier Bardem. Yeah, that's the right movie I was thinking about. I almost got it mixed up with the other one. Maybe it was a Clint Eastwood movie. But yeah. Javier Bardem. That was a great performance from him. I think the antagonist in No Country for Old Men is very scary. Very scary. Oh, okay. You guys are just saying hello. Great. I'm glad I didn't miss that. Yes, he was very scary. She is here with me listening and hasn't posted. Okay, awesome. Well, hello. Where's Sammy and Emo? Where is the Chat Ninja and Emo? I watched The Road back when it came out. I remember thinking it was good, but I never watched it again. Maybe it's one of those movies. One of my favorite. This movie actually kind of reminds me a little bit. It's a totally different plot, but just the feeling of it, and I'm assuming like the genre of it is Children of Men. That was an awesome movie. That's another one that I like enjoyed it so much, thought it was incredible, but I haven't gone back and like watched it a lot because I was really disturbed by it. Kind of feels like the road is in that. It's almost like the same kind of event happened and the survival instinct. But yeah, Disclosure Day looked interesting. It does. Book of Eli was decent, Mo Big says. Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, I definitely want to see it. Book of Eli doesn't have zombies, I think. It doesn't? Oh, really? I thought it did. Javier Bardem. Thank you, Cranberry Landers. Did you ever get around to checking out Widow's Bay, Rocky? Not yet, Mo Biggs. I'm trying to finish Severance first. My other Apple show that I'm watching. I think I have maybe like 4 more episodes in the last season of Severance to go. And then I will start Widow's Bay. So I will let you know for sure. I need a haircut. Bardem did too good of a job. I agree. How does Javier turn into Guillermo? I don't know. There's Michelle. One more time for the road. How are you doing, Michelle? Did you miss your pup? I'm sure Mark took good care of her. Anton Chigurh, the main character of No Country for Old Men, has the mentality that's closest to mine. Is that the good? I hope that's the good guy. Cranberry. Oh my goodness. If it's not, if it's the Javier Bardem character, then stay away from any high pressured air canisters. Oh, it is that guy. Okay, that's kind of frightening. Too many disgusting men movies, Mr. Monkey Boy 1969 says. I love and hate Severance, Mo Biggs. I think season 1 was perfection in that movie, in that TV series. Absolute perfection. I loved that first season. Second season, feel like it's kind of dragging on for me. That's why I haven't finished it yet. But it's a brilliant show. It's a brilliant concept. I love those kind of movies. The weird, like unexplained, what is going on. I feel like Widow's Bay is kind of like that, which is why I think so many people have recommended it to me. But like, I'm a big like Twin Peaks, Lost, like this. What? Like what kind of like twisting reality on its head. I love those kind of ideas. And Severance was, yeah, that first season blew me away. Book of Eli was pretty good news. No zombies. Oh, okay. I Am Legend. That was the one with zombies. Okay. Well, then maybe I'll more likely to watch Book of Eli then, because there's no zombies. Jeffrey Beats. Yay. Jeffrey Beats is here.
10% bogan, 50% bogan, 100% bogan.
Finally, a day without meetings or family commitments. Awesome, Jeffrey Beats. That's right. It's not Saturday for you. So no kids commitments. Kind of hide in a chill work day. Awesome. I'm glad you're here. It's been a while. I think your hair looks pretty good at that length, Rocky. Thanks, Cranberry Landers. Okay, I'm not self-conscious at all now that you're commenting on my hair. I Am Legend's well written. Rose on Third says. Absolute Catwoman, Rocky. There you go. Good day, all you legends. Greetings from the very wet Meanjin, where it has rained for the past 2 weeks, where we usually get no rain. That's a bummer, but good for your vegetation. 0% bogan, ready for absolute Catwomen. Okay, but just quick plug again, once again. Cormac McCarthy's The Road, a graphic novel adaptation. I was really pleasantly surprised. It's a quick read if you ever get your hands on it, and the artwork's stunning. It's it's a really, really cool look and feel for this book. So well done, Manu Larsenet. All right. Mo Big says, I Am Legend had the same original writers as What Dreams May Come. No kidding. That was the Robin Williams movie, wasn't it? Okay. First book we look at, Absolute Catwoman, #1. There's a lot of hype around this book just because it's a spin-off from the fan favorite Absolute Batman. And I know a bunch of you guys in the chat are not a fan of the Absolutes. So this is the only one from the Absolute universe today. But this is written by Scott Snyder, same writer on Absolute Batman. The artist is actually, maybe he's just helping out. Hold on, I want to give away the art. I want to look at the credits really quick because it says Grayson on Shea Grayson is co-writing with Scott Snyder. So my guess is that Scott Snyder just kind of laid out the groundwork a little bit, but then Shea Grayson is taking the actual reins of writing. The artist on this is Bengal, and Bengal wrote that, or was the artist on that book. Oh man, why am I just blanking on the names? He was the artist on that Rick Remender book. Bengal, no, not the place in Asia. He lives in France. He's a European artist. I don't think he's French himself. But he did a book called Napalm Lullaby. But the book he did of Rick Remender was, gosh dang it, we reviewed it on stream. Not Napalm Lullaby. Death or Glory. Goodness gracious. Why can't I remember that? Oh, he is French comic artist. And I was exposed to Bengal stuff like way early on in the early 2000s. It's when bulletin boards and drawing boards, like online drawing boards, were popular. And he was one of those artists that popped in way back when. And then he's done like some covers here and there every now and then. So when they announced him being tied to this series, I was like, wow, that's an interesting choice. Very different. But he's great artist. Kind of dynamic Euro anime feel to his work. So here's my first time looking at it. I didn't even flip through it when I bought it. Absolute Catwoman. Whoa, that's interesting. There's like, they kind of did this switcheroo where this is the Catwoman that we imagine, right? Kind of this standard Catwoman costume. And then this is the absolute Catwoman where she has this like fishbowl helmet. But it does certain things, like certain technological things. They're making it like not just a costume thing, but like a functional thing in this world, in the absolute world. So then it seems like she's confronting a bunch of cat burglars that are dressed like the original Catwoman. That's cool. This is something I've seen in Bengal's work before, where he'll do these like multiple action-y kind of layouts, a bunch of different poses. This is awesome. It's got a pretty loose style, like very thin line style. And loves to draw the ladies. And she appeared a few times if you've been reading Absolute Batman, she's appeared a few times, but they haven't really dove deep into her storyline, probably because they're waiting for this miniseries to come out, or this spin-off to come out. But just like the standard Batman timeline, she is romantically tied to Bruce Wayne. So yeah, this is kind of a fun style. It's a fun. I think it works for Absolute Catwoman. There's like a kind of a speed that it always feels like in Bengal's work. I think just the way that the line quality that he puts in, he's not overly rendering stuff. It's cool. I know when this helmet first came out, people are like, "What? That's so weird," but it's totally growing on me. And then her tail also is part of. It's not just decorative. She uses it to do things. See, like that kind of stuff, like this readout display, that's cool. Whoa! Transforming bike. That's kind of crazy. That's cool. Nice. Action. Yeah, this is very much what I would expect from Bengal stuff. Pretty consistent with other work I've seen him do. Cassandra Cain. Dun dun. I don't know what Bengal's name is, but that he just goes by Bengal. Then the colorist, never heard of her before, Giovanna Nero. Letterer Lucas Gattoni. Sounds like Italians. And it's interesting because most of the mainstream artists in DC and Marvel are either European or South American. Like there's been a huge injection of non-American or non-American based talent in comics. So they bring that kind of influence into it. Because this does feel very European in the style. It's cool. There's some cool stuff in here. Looks pretty cool, the storyline. And it's what you would hope to see in a Catwoman book, you know. Lots of action, kind of jumping all over the place. Some cool set pieces. She looks appealing. So there we go. Absolute Catwoman #1. Looks like it's coming out strong. All right, let's see. We just need bangers and we have a full Aussie crew. We'll have the other 50% of my Australian fan base. His son wrote and only wrote the 80s classic 3 O'Clock High. Glad to be back from Pennsylvania. That cover makes a great liner for a cat box. Nonsense. It's cool. It's cool. They had some other variant covers I was debating, but none really grabbed my eye. So usually if it's not worth the chase for the variant cover, because my normal store that I go to doesn't carry variant covers. So if I want a variant cover, I have to make a separate trip to another store, which is fine. or kind of hunt it down. And there's the next thing we'll look at is a variant cover that I picked up. But yeah, the variant covers on this one was like, they're okay. They weren't like totally jumping out at me. So I just stuck with the original cover A. Mark did a great job caring for Remy. Awesome. Jeffrey Beat says, I'm all in. I have ordered 3 covers of Absolute Catwoman. He got all of them. This better be good. Enjoy the rain, Jeffrey Beats. Absolute Green Arrow was choice. Is that good choice? It had me intrigued choice for Absolute Green Arrow. And I wasn't sure about what I'd like about it, but when I read it, I was like, okay, this is pretty good. So I will definitely be picking up the next issue whenever that comes out. Mo Big says Remy had a coolical feast for the ages. Minjin doesn't usually get rain like this. My dad says he has never seen anything like this before. It might be the new Venice. Wow, that's a lot of rain. You can just take it as like, I just saw that you that your lawn isn't mowed. You can just take it as like, well, I can't mow it. It's raining. Oh well. You might want to build an ark just in case. Yes. Yeah, don't leave now to mow your lawn. I'd stack my ark with the best comic books. There was one of the stores here in town, Mission Comics. They just had a flood recently. I don't know how it ended up. I saw it on their Instagram. But I think that's the second time they've had a flood there, and that always makes me really, really nervous when I see any kind of flooding. And I've had this experience myself. If you see any kind of flooding next to comic books, man, oh man. Luis, wait until Rocky finishes covering your favorite new book. K-pop junkie, what's up? Great seeing you here, K-pop. They should use that greeting card technology to add Rocky sound effects to these comics, where you open it and he goes pew pew. That would be cool. Rocky sound effects worth the price of admission. Nice, thank you guys. Silliness. I can't help myself. Catwoman has an inbuilt lawnmower to that tail. Meow. Everybody likes the sound effects. All right. Maybe I'll become the next Michael Winslow. Do you remember that guy from Police Academy? He would always make all those sound effects, and he became like the sound effects guy. Every time they'd like interview the cast or the actors, they'd get him on the TV like talk shows, and he would do weird sound effects with his mouth. Where is the ninja and emo? Lurking while I sort of paint and play Fortnite. Awesome. Rocky with an Aussie accent. Can he pull it off? I don't think so. G'day. Can he pull it off? I don't think I can. Pew pew. Timmy Mello.
Guardians are headed to October.
How are you doing, Timmy Mello? Also, channel. I always have to remind myself. Channel member, Timmy Mello. Awesome having you here. ACW will obviously not get my vote before I see the other books. Mark's Music Obsession. I should have like a warning, right? Like a stream warning. Warning, absolute book being reviewed. You guys can go take a coffee break or something. Looks like they're doing a combo of Catwoman and characters from Durarara. You always say that, Cranberry Landers. Like there seems to be, or at least you're picking up on it. You're making connections of manga storylines or character types or abilities or designs and modern day Western comics, which you probably are right, because manga has such a huge influence on what American Western people are reading now for comics. So you're probably right in that, but I don't know Durarara, so I don't know what you're referencing. 3 O'Clock High was written by Richard Christian Matheson, son of I Am Legend, What Dreams May Come writer Richard Matheson. Random, but amazing. Choice is Ozzy is very good. Timmy Mel saying hello to everybody. Choice is Ozzy, very good. Now I'm confused. They have that same slang in the U.S. He's probably just disagreeing with it being choice. Oh. Police Academy and Spaceballs. Great movie. You know they're making a part 2 to that, Mo Biggs? Mel Brooks is like, he's definitely on his last leg, the writer and I believe director of the first Spaceballs. Fantastic comedian. But I saw a recent interview with him and he looks really old, which makes me sad, but life. I much prefer the Vincent Price Last Man on Earth movie of that book over the Will Smith I Am Legend. Oh, okay. Do you guys remember that Twilight Zone? Where the guy, he's like an apocalyptic war happens, nuclear war happens, wipes out everybody, and he's like a librarian. It starts off with like him, it's one of the classic Twilight Zones. Him in the library, like telling everybody like to be quiet. And then I think the like nuclear bomb happens. He's in like a vault when it happens. And then he comes out and realizes everybody's gone, pretty much dead. And he's by himself with all the books in quiet, utter, he has everything in the world at his fingertips and no people. And he's just happy. He's like the ultimate introvert. And then at the very end of that Twilight episode, he breaks his glasses. And so he can't read any of the books. It's really sad. I feel that, I feel that. Like I'm starting to feel the strain in my eyes. Like I think readers are probably in the horizon for me as I get a little older. I've tried to hold off of it as long as I can. But I feel that like when I read comics like late at night and like my eyes start straining, I can either read it like this or I got to read it like this with my glasses on. So there's no like in between anymore. And kind of takes the joy out of it if you don't get the right prescription. Jeffrey Beats can do a mean American accent. I'd love to hear that. You got to post an audio clip. Jeffrey Beats. That would be amazing. ACW sounds like a wrestling show. It does. 2 out of 10 on the accent, Rocky. Sorry. 2 out of 10 on the accent, Rocky. Sorry. Is that better? No. I think I got to check that out. DC presents Absolute Championship Wrestling, where none of the artists or wrestlers can draw a dime. Genius. I think they're leaning into that given how strong manga is doing in the market. Yes, I agree with you. Cranberry Langers posted a link. What is this a link to, Cranberry? I've been blocked. Are you trying to send me some naughty links? I've been blocked, Cranberry Langers. Unfortunately, it's not called Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money, which is a reference to the first movie. Love that. Yeah, that's sneaky globalism. Okay, can you send me another link? Pinterest? Ugh, who uses Pinterest? Oh, I got you. The helmet design. Huh. Yeah, totally. It's like what do you call it? A sci-fi helmet design. Yeah, I could see that. It's cool. So the characters in Durarara, they have motorcycle helmets, I'm assuming. That's cool. That will be the next Comic Crisis arc, knowing DC's desperation. ACW. Yeah, Mickey from Rocky was the librarian. Mickey from Rocky. Oh, that's right. Is that Burgess Meredith? Wasn't he the Penguin in the Batman show? Yeah, that was a great Twilight. Unrelated news. Richard Matheson wrote a few Twilight Zone episodes. Well, there you go. It's all related, actually. Nice. I'll post an audio clip on your Discord, mate. Huh? He sounds like a pirate. Actually, he just found a library. He wasn't a librarian, but Mickey also played a librarian on a different episode of The Twilight Zone. Wow. Try saying 1399, Rocky. I'll sing the Aussie national anthem in American. Wow. I heard to do a good Aussie accent, you combine a New Yorker accent with a British one. I watched a YouTube video a while ago that it was awesome. It was somebody like breaking down how accents developed in the world, and it like went from region to region, and it had this like global map, and then it would highlight different regions, and they changed their accent as they went, and you could connect the dots of like from French to like New Orleans to, you know, Southern. It was really cool. I'll have to try and find it because it was so fascinating. But yeah, I could see that New York accent with British accent. Huh. I read through a Batman Hush 2 in Americano. I read through. You did? Like, you read it out loud in American? It didn't go to the specific one I wanted to send you. Oh, the helmets? It's okay. I think I know what you're talking about, Cranberry. Boston works too. The important part is to drop a lot of R's, but add them back in where they don't belong. The Headless Rider Girl. Yes, the Penguin. Yes. Burgess Meredith. Burgess Meredith. Yarr. 1399. Are you out of your bloomin' mind? That hurts my throat. Out of the... Oh, no, that's not a... You're just commenting back. Exactly, my okay. Cranberry's sending me one more link. Okay, I'll click on this. Gotta see this. Yes, it's this like cat. I get you. I think you're absolutely right. Yeah. That does feel very similar. Also because it's like a sexy girl too. Yeah, I guess if he put cat ears, which would totally work for Catwoman, it would be too close. So he's like, I'm just going to make it a globe. I mean, there are cat ears on it. Yeah, there are cat ears on it. Yeah, you're spot on. There's a little bit of like Kill Bill feeling to that one too. All right, here we go. Second book we're looking at, Youngblood 100. I hope that as we flip through this, Shelby pops up in the chat, because the awesome thing that I saw in here was there's our boy Shelby Robertson, additional inks on Youngblood 100, which is amazing. It's amazing that he got to be a part of history. So how did Youngblood hit 100? I have no idea. I think, and hearing this from Shelby in a previous stream, it's like kind of Rob like compiled all the different issues of and the different forms of Youngblood and just added up the numbers. It's not like Youngblood has issue 1 through 100. They had like Youngblood Strike File and all these little spin-offs, and he just counts it all as like part of the count. But whatever, 100 issues of around the idea of Youngblood they hit, and he made this big to-do. I don't know how many variant covers, at least 25 variant covers that they came out for this book. Well, I mean, that's not... Covers A through C. I thought there's more than this, though, but maybe I'm wrong. He did a lot of variant covers, but the cool thing is he got a lot of the original image creators. So, just a little backstory. Youngblood was Rob Liefeld's original creator-owned book that he launched Image Comics with. And he's one of the founding fathers of Image Comics, along with Todd McFarlane, Jim Lee, Will Spartaccio, Eric Larson, Jim Valentino, Mark Silvestri. What is incredible about him doing this is he got all these variant covers by those guys. Will's Protasio, and they're all pretty cool. I saw images of them, but this was the one I had my eye on because it's an homage to the famous issue of New Mutants. I believe it was 89, where Cable is here. Let me see if I can call that up. Yeah, this is so cool. Classic Rob Liefeld cover, New Mutants, sorry, 87. And Cable, it's got and the New Mutants in the little sniper sights. And so this, I remember when this issue came out, that cover was so amazing. And so it's Rob Liefeld penciled it and Todd McFarlane inked it. And so for this Youngblood 100, he did the same thing and got Todd to ink his pencils. And then here's like Youngblood in it. So pretty cool. I loved how he did the like nostalgic font same and the coloring the same. He actually has another version of this exact cover where they colored it more modern like with like computer coloring. There's all these like reflections and glows and modeling. And then in these circles, they swapped out the faces of the original Image characters. So like Spawn is in one of them, Savage Dragon, and all the other different characters are in these circles. And I saw that one on the rack too, and I almost got it, but I just love this like retro version of it. So pretty cool. And then the other covers, Will Spartacia's cover, Eric Larson's cover, Mark Silvestri's cover, they all looked really cool. He even had Robert Kirkman, he's a writer, but he also draws on the side, I guess, and he drew a cover of a variant cover for this issue too. So got a lot of heavy hitters to celebrate with him on this. But anyway, here it is, variant cover, Youngblood 100 by Rob Liefeld. My Australian accent is terrible, Rose on Third says. I still don't like the Catwoman head from Absolute Cranberry says. Taking the pup for a walk back in a little while. Okay, see you later, Michelle. I'm looking forward to Absolute Aussie Catwoman. What would her helmet be? Would it be a koala bear? A kangaroo? Just totally being stereotypical here. Mark's music exception. Okay, what is this, Mark? Goodness, I love all these links. Playing them on YouTube is another thing. Oh. Let me just... Okay, I think I can play this. Who knows? I might get struck again. As it happens quite a bit on this channel. Whenever I try and play...
We won.
You little ripper! You little ripper! This classic Aussie phrase. You little ripper! I have that book, the original one you showed at 342. Nice. The New Mutants, 87. It's classic. Okay, so like I said at the beginning here, Shelby Robertson, who has been in chat, he has his own YouTube channel, American Discord, has additional inks on here, which is great. And Shelby spent a lot of his early career working at Rob's studio, Extreme Studios, so that's the connection there. And also Chance Wolfe, another amazing artist and inker and logo designer. I think Chance Wolfe designed like the Spawn logo and Pit logo, so does some cool stuff. And then Rob Liefeld did everything on this issue, story, pencils, and inks, or most of the inks. I picked up maybe, I think issue 1, 2, 3 of his relaunch of Youngblood, maybe. but I fell off because it was okay. I just got it for the nostalgia factor, but there wasn't anything like super meaty or engaging for me for the story. This looks like a female body right there. But if you love Rob Liefeld, if you love that classic Image work, it's worth it. It's fun. It's just Rob. The thing I admire so much about Rob, he has his own podcast that I listen to called Robservations. He's so knowledgeable about the history of comics, and you can tell he's just a fanboy through and through. So, yeah, I love it. A lot of people poo-poo on Rob stuff, but I would never do that because he's Rob Liefeld. He's one of the legends of comic books, of that era of comic books that I grew up in. But yeah, I didn't pick up all the issues. One, they were hard to find, and two, the story didn't totally grab me. It was just kind of a rehash of a lot of stuff he'd done before. But I had to get issue 100, so went back to grab this one. These are some core characters from Rob's original team. And Chapel got a crazy redesign. And I don't know, like a lot of Rob's current work is colored in this fashion where they're doing some heavy lifting with the rendering, probably because Rob isn't drawing as much like background stuff anymore. But yeah, they're just heavily rendering his artwork. I almost wish it was black and white or like flat colors like how they did this. I kind of wish we went back to that because that's like this over rendering is like a little bit too much for me. But that's cool. Like there's so much rendering on these clouds. And Rob just did bloop, 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 bloop for the cloud outline. Yabba dabba thunder boom. I think Shelby, the stream that he said that he did some inks for Youngblood, I think he said he did some Bad Rock stuff. So who knows which. That's why I wish he pop in here. I'm wondering if he could tell us which pages he worked on. Have you ever seen that movie where that clip is from? The Castle? No, I haven't. The Eureka? No, I haven't seen that. Is it good? Let's hear a great normie view of Youngblood. That's an awesome one.
Yes! That's awesome!
I own the movie The Castle. Oh, okay. Nice. Lindsay should make her own comic, Absolute Superbook. That would be interesting. Robservations. Wonder why he's not doing backgrounds. I mean, if you look at Rob's older work, like his peak Rob Liefeld, he didn't do that much backgrounds either. That's not his forte. His forte is like drawing characters like bursting out of the page, jumping at you, screaming. That whole Image thing. That's Rob's forte. But I think just as he's gotten older, he's just spent less and less time trying to even figure out any backgrounds. So like here you can see there's like no backgrounds here, right? So they're just filling in stuff with painting, rendering as much as they can to make it interesting. Here's one of his creations, Prophet. Always cool to see Rob draw Prophet. What I'm really looking forward to is they're going to be releasing an artist edition, or a vault edition, I guess Image calls it, of Rob's original run on Youngblood, the first 5 issues or 6 issues. But in one of those huge artist editions, just the original scans of the pencils and ink, or the inked pages. That one I'm super excited. I think it's coming out later this year. See, like, he's not drawing any backgrounds here. This is all the painter, the colorist, just like trying to make something work here. Yeah, it just feels like these books are just him, like, doing fun pin-up fights with all of his characters and reintroducing all of his characters. Youngblood. Now and forevermore, we are and shall remain Youngblood. It's cool because Chapel was one of the favorites. They just tucked him all the way back here because he had the crazy new outfit. It's just cool because Youngblood was like his original creation, his main team, and then something happened with the rights at one point where he lost the rights to produce or sold the rights to produce the book, but now he's gotten it back. So I feel like it's like his return to his first love a little bit here. Oh, cool. They included some process sketches. That's fun. He's cut out some of these pages. They're coming out with a giant size Youngblood. Oh, I wonder if I want to pick that up. I don't know. I would pick that up if, well, we'll see. We'll see if we can see it on a stand or something. See if it's worth it. Bad Rock. So another artist is drawing that. I picked up an Ashcan of that once that I showed on stream once. And here it is. This is the oversized original artwork vault edition for Rob Liefeld's Youngblood. That'll be coming out in September. Awesome. There we go. Youngblood 100, momentous occasion. And it kind of blows you away when you think like Spawn is on issue, I want to say over 350 now. And that's been consistently just Spawn. So it's insane for him to even reach 100, but insane to think that Spawn's gone all the way up to 350. It's either 250 or 350. I think 350. And then even Savage Dragon is way up there in count. It's amazing. Amazing career. Rob Liefeld's Youngblood number 100. Second book we look at today. I won't pick up any of his new stuff. I listened to his podcast, Jeffrey Beat says. Yeah, it's pure nostalgia for me, I think. It's cool. It's a little different than me like picking up Hush 2 by Jim Lee, but again, Jim Lee's he's not writing those. But I feel like he's doing something different with his art. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to compare the two of them still drawing what they do, still doing the Rob Liefeld thing, the Jim Lee thing at this stage in their career. Just comparing the results out of both of them. I think I like Jim Lee. I think Jim Lee has kept his bar still super high on his artwork. He did inks for Final Blood or something, not Youngblood. He did inks. He was additional inks. Are you talking about Shelby did additional inks on that? Mo Biggs, who would you have draw the Bible? It's a fun little Australian comedy. It's about a man, the castle, whose house is being taken away by the government through eminent domain, and he fights them in court. Huh. I would have Moses Chisholm. Absolute Superbook's just the Bible and all of its graphic detail, right? I think that should be the poll question this week. Who should draw the Bible? Yeah, but you guys can't. I'd have to come up with the names. That's hard. Shelby showed off the original inks at 3 a.m. Oh, cool. Nice. I'll have to go find that. I would love to see that. I still think Rob Liefeld is massively cool. I say preach it, Rob, during his podcast. Rob Liefeld, he is a talker. That dude, he talks super fast, but his enthusiasm is always 10 out of 10. So I think that's what makes listening to his podcast so enjoyable, because he's just always excited about comics and he's not afraid to share his opinion. Like he's been totally lambasting Marvel, and I guess they had some major layoffs recently, and he's just been leaning in, just saying, I told you guys this editor was like a loser and like bad for the company and he screwed everything up. Like he's pretty vocal about that. Rob's art is flashy, can be quite dynamic, but it seems to lack a strong foundation to stand on, like a man with no feet. Well done, Mo Biggs. Yeah, I think the funny thing is, if you look at some of Rob's earlier work, when he was first starting out, it was really solid, actually. A lot more solid. And then he found that style that we know from his Image days. And now he's just kind of in that realm. But, I mean, the guy knows how to draw, definitely. And he knows how to make things exciting. His earlier stuff was very grounded. But yeah, he just went full hog on the style and flash and pizzazz of comics. You could include Frank Miller to draw the Bible. Wow, like a 300 style Bible by Frank Miller. I would totally buy that. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. Good call. A worst of all time would be a refreshing change from best of the week. Okay, this might go in the category of worst of all time for some of you guys. I know you guys hated this. And I've seen some other YouTubers or people that do streams about comics, like talk about issue 1. This is issue 2 of Destination Kill by Joe Palmer. And they were just poo-pooing on it. And I'm like, his artwork is cool. Like, it's not that... I mean, it's not like... It's so different. And I think I mentioned this the first time we looked at issue 1. He's and from my opinion, he's highly influenced by this animation artist named Robert Valley, who he's a guy I know, and he's incredible, phenomenal animation designer and artist. Hold on a second. This will be a weird thing, but awesome. I've shown some of Robert's work. I don't know if I've shown Robert's original before on stream. This is something I have up on my wall. This is an original Robert Valley storyboard drawings from Tron, the Tron animated show that he did. But see how exaggerated Robert gets in his artwork and how he spots the shadows. Robert was like a savant the way that he drew. He would draw this with like a mechanical pencil, just like with one line, just kind of go. Incredible director. But I've found that this guy, Joe Palmer, is very influenced by Robert's stuff. So maybe that's part of the appeal that I have in it. But he just has this super stylized kind of animation influenced look to his stuff. And I find it refreshing. But you guys didn't like it when I showed you issue 1. And I'm like, is it really that horrible? It's not. I think it's so different. It's cool though. I mean, there's some cool stuff here. How blocky and graphic this stuff definitely feels like animated. This is such a Robert Valley profile right there. But it's kind of following this police force in the future and the things they have to do. The colors are super stylized as well. Looks like Joe Palmer does some of the colors and then has somebody helping him out. But yeah, there's a little lightheartedness to it because it's so cartoony, but the subject matter isn't that lighthearted. But yeah, I just like the graphic quality, the stylization. Look at that guy's face. Mo Big says the style is refreshing, like eating toothpaste. Do you guys remember when Aquafresh? This is so random. You remember when Aquafresh first came out and it had those, like, they were really big in the commercials for the like 3 stripes in the Aquafresh, and I could never, whenever I bought it or my family bought it and I'd use it, I could never do it like they did on TV, like put it on my toothbrush the way they did on TV. And then when you did try, it would be too much toothpaste, like overwhelming amount of toothpaste because you were too busy trying to do the little swoop. Why did I bring that up? Oh, it's like eating toothpaste. That's why. With good reason, it's something to get the termination meeting in a room with art you illustrated, as a Marvel employee said. Yeah, I've seen some of those posts where, like, you know, because the buildings are all decorated with the designs from the Marvel movies and people like walking out with their boxes of stuff. Rose on Third really wants to know what artists we would. You guys could drop your answers in the chat. It would be hard for me to do a poll unless I had in mind like 3 artists that you could vote on or something, or 4 artists you can vote on. Frank Miller, I'd put that up there. To see Frank Miller do a bio, because he's done 300, he did Xerxes, these kind of like historical stories. I would love to see Frank Miller do a Bible. Anyway, they have these kind of cool monochromatic scenes here. That's a cool bike. It's like blocky, very solid. I think maybe just because of the thick outline, but yeah. I don't know. I enjoy it. I enjoyed the first issue, which is why I picked up the second one. It's a very different style from what you'd normally expect, and I like that. I like that it's kind of pushing or coming from a different, you know, inspiration and trying out a book in that. So, Destination Kill number 2. I don't know how many total issues this is going to be. I don't think it says here. Yeah, sometimes it'll say, I think it's like, it might be like a 4 or 6 issue series. Joe Palmer, both the writer and the artist in it. So I'm all for him trying to get his vision, his style out there. I think I've just been surprised a little bit of predominantly negative reaction that I've heard people on this book. Do you guys remember when Aquafresh first came out? Sorry, I'll have to let Mark field this one. Mo Big says, you remember Aquafresh? Come on. Yes, too much toothpaste. You're apparently supposed to have just like a pea-sized amount is enough. Not the huge, like, cover the top and then swirl like an ice cream cone on top of it. I didn't like Aquafresh either, but gosh darn it if I didn't try to do it like they did in the commercials. Frazetta Bible. That would be amazing. Great suggestion, Mo Biggs. Cranberry Landers says Adi Granov or Skunk Artworks. Wow. That'd be cool, Adi Granov. I'm not a big fan of Adi Granov stuff. I mean, he's awesome, but he's in that category of like super highly realistic stuff that I'm like, you know, like the Alex Ross kind of category. Yeah, Frazetta would be awesome. Don't care for the Destination style, Rocky. Sorry. Yeah, I know. I remember Aquafresh. You asked if we remember it when it came out. That was before I was born. Norman Rockwell, if he did it accurately, would be good. Norman Rockwell Bible. Okay, let's see. Think of like comic artists, like super epic stuff. Nick Dragotta, huh? Absolute Bible. Nick Dragotta. I've been so enjoying East of West. I can't tell you guys. I tore through that first album. I'm in the second album already. Yeah, I've been so enjoying that. Daniel Warren Johnson, maybe doing an Absolute Bible. That'd be pretty cool. Mobius. That would be amazing. Wow, those are great suggestions, everybody. Look at that, Rose. On third. Starting an incredible discussion here. Mobius would be amazing if he did a Bible. I just started watching. It just kind of showed up on my Netflix. I think it's Netflix feed or something, but it was The Fifth Element. If you guys have seen that, Mobius was one of the concept designers on that movie with Bruce Willis. So good. That's why I was watching that again. But yeah, he would do a cool Bible. Absolute Bible. Jesus didn't die for that, Rocky. On the contrary, Rose on third says, okay, what is this? Fourth book we're looking at here. M1 Monster Racing League. I didn't know much about this. The only thing, I mean, I totally got, caught my attention with this cover. This is Jay Lee drawing the cover. Jay Lee draws all sorts of covers for so many different books. He's a great artist. One of my favorites from the 90s on his run of Namor and Wildcats trilogy. And I think he did a little bit of Power Man and Iron Fist, I think. He was awesome, just style up the wazoo. Then he did his own creator book at Image called Hellshock. And then he's done a lot of cover work since that. He did a run on Batman, like a limited series on Batman and Superman, I think. And then now he just predominantly does covers and pinups. So anyway, he did this book, and then what was that book he recently did? We looked at it on stream before. It was kind of these girls' night out in Vegas. He was doing the art on that too. But this M1 Monster Racing League, #1, drawn by Jay Lee, was like, what? Okay. Monsters racing? Like, that's a cool car design, cool outfit, awesome cover. Jay Lee drawing it, I'm in. That's all I know about it, though. He's got such like wispy, like almost like fairy-like faces. He must draw with a pen nib, like a really thin pen nib, like super light. It's funny too, because now his recent artwork, like this stuff, is pretty clean. But if you ever followed Jay Lee's artwork in the 90s, 2000s, he was all about the like splatter. I wish I had some of his... Oh, wait, I might. Do I? Did I not buy those books? Maybe I didn't buy them, which is shocking. Yeah, I don't think I bought those back issues. Because I recently saw back issues. I guess we could look at this. I recently saw back issues of Jay Lee's stuff, of his Namor stuff. This compendium, the Wildcats compendium, came out maybe about a year ago. It's awesome. If you love Wildcats, Jim Lee, beginning of Image right here. But one of the things they include is Wildcats Trilogy, which Jay Lee was the artist on. And this is like peak Jay Lee. So look in comparison. Here it is. To where he is now. Yeah. Like this stuff. Sorry, it's a little... Like this is what you expected from Jay Lee. It was like really dark. All these like splatters. it was still spindly, but super violent and like aggressive kind of drawing style. All these like ink splatters. This is what Jay Lee was known for and became super popular. Look at that cover. That's a killer cover. So then now he's here. It's like a lot lighter touch, but still similarities in the stuff that he's doing. Is this in focus? The thing I love about what Jay Lee does, he's consistently done this, is he likes the way he uses silhouettes has been awesome. He uses them a lot in his drawings. So like this kind of stuff here. That's cool. These cool like cars. This feels like anime influence or something. These guys with these like fancy hair. That's cool. And then I think June Chung, I want to say it's his wife. They're like a power couple as far as the artwork is concerned. She's always, and I think she does the colors on all of his work now. But I think they're married. But I love the coloring on it. It's a husband-wife art team. It's great helmet design. Start your engines, monsters. It was cool. Fun, crazy, anime-inspired idea. He's just at this point where he's doing whatever he wants. Pretty fun. I watched this awesome interview with J. Scott Campbell. He's the creator of Danger Girl, was the artist on Gen 13 when Gen 13 came out. Huge artist. I think last week we looked at the J. Scott Campbell variant edition issue that just had all his variant covers he did. Anyway, awesome artist. But he was just interviewed on the Ink Pulp podcast. If you guys haven't checked out that YouTube channel, I highly recommend it. It's run by Sean Crystal, Eric Canete, and Matteo Scalera, all three amazing comic book artists. And then they do this podcast with each other and they talk about all sorts of stuff, just art, the business of art, just their careers. And then they interview professionals. And one of the ones they got recently is J. Scott Campbell. And so he talks about how he went from like this super hot rock star young guy. He broke into the business at 19. One of the first like talent discoveries by Jim Lee. Then ended up working on Gen 13, started building up his name, and then did Danger Girl. But now I think he's in his mid 50s now. Now he's like learning how to evolve his career and build this brand that is J. Scott Campbell. And he kind of controls it. It seems like he's making tons of money by doing it too. But I feel like Jay Lee, the whole reason I brought that up is Jay Lee is kind of in that category where he can probably make his own terms, put down his own demands on, and as many, whenever you put a Jay Lee cover on your book, it's going to already like boost the sales and the worth of it. So just feel like he's just doing whatever the heck he wants now at this point in his career, because he's just built up this reputation of being this like sought after artist for anything. So new series by Jay Lee, M1 Monster Racing Lee. It looks pretty cool. I like the look of this better than that Las Vegas series or whatever. I can't even remember the name of that one. Okay, let's see. Yeah, he did Batman, Superman, had great art. Yeah, it was awesome. You picked this one up. I thought this one looked good. I was actually interested in picking this one up. The M1 one? Yeah. Dale Keown would be a no-brainer for Samson. Dale Keown drawing a Samson story would be incredible. Or I could even see him drawing like a Revelations or something. He would be amazing with like his designs. Lilu Dallas Multipass. Yeah, great movie. That's one of the best full circles we all had. Multipass. Yes. Yeah. Youngblood so far and Mark's Music Obsession. All right. Monster Racing League. Monster Trucks was right there. I have no truck with monster books. Is that a joke? The Bible would fit better as an anthology of comics rather than just one artist doing a run through. There's so many different stories and perspectives which different artists could illustrate. That's a great idea. An anthology would be amazing. Full digital. Are you talking about Jay Lee? Is he gone full digital? No way. Is he? I think he still does stuff traditionally. He used to be a lot more active on Instagram than he is now. If we're doing an anthology, I'd use Cran's idea for Norman Rockwell, but it'd be a cover of two women arguing and tugging both halves of a baby while Solomon looks exasperated in the background. I've heard of it. I'll have to look it up for real, though. Wait, Mark's Music. Oh, have you read the Action Bible? Yeah, that's a pretty cool one. What's the name of the artist on that one? He's an Italian artist, I think. Sergio Cariello. Yeah. I remember having that book for my kids. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I like the idea of anthology because there are so many different types of stories in the Bible that it would lend itself to have different artists doing that. I do like that. All right, there we go. Mark's Music is going to drop the link. Awesome. Okay, next. Mask. Mobile Armored Strike Command. Number 1. We looked at a preview of this book during... Sorry, I keep doing this to see if it's focused or not. During Free Comic Book Day, which happened a couple months ago. They released a little bit of a snippet of this, but... The writer Dan Waters and the artist Pi Par, I believe, did a series together. I know Pi Par did. I just want to double check that. It was called Petrol Head, and I can't remember if Dan Waters was the artist on it. No, it was Rob Williams. My bad. Different writer, but Pi Par was the artist on it. It was called Petrol Head. I reviewed several of those books on, and it's pretty much like robots racing in a race. Speaking of races, robots racing in this like future race in a sci-fi world, and that was the first time I was ever exposed to Pi Par's work. But the thing I noticed was like, oh, this guy can draw cars. So when they announced that he was the artist on Mask, I was like, that's kind of a perfect pairing right there. Because Mask has as the name entails, they're all about the like transforming vehicles. That was the fun. Mask is based on a toy line that was back in the 80s, where they would have these cars, and then the pilots of these vehicles had these special masks that would have different abilities and stuff. So cool stuff, cool action cars and vehicles. It's what you would hope for Mask. This is part of the Energon universe, so the same universe that Skybound has set up. Skybound. For Transformers, the recent Transformers and G.I. Joe, they're inserting Mask into it. They're all trying to like interconnect all these different toy. Oh, all these different toy lines. That gives me the heebie-jeebies to look at that. Ugh. We've talked about this before in stream. I know we have. When certain people have an aversion to looking at holes, like multiple holes, that makes me queasy. They have bad guys with their own vehicles. It's like this kind of military. It was like they took G.I. Joe meets Transformers a little bit without the sentient vehicles and became Mask. It was cool. I mean, it was cool for kids. So hopefully, I mean, the approach at least that has been, here we go, here's some masks. See, they have their own little abilities there. The approach that's worked for me with all these, with the whole like nostalgia play for all these reinvention of the properties like Transformers, G.I. Joe, and knowing that this is under Skybound's umbrella, I can only imagine that they're taking the same approach. But it's like you can't take these too seriously because the underlying concept's kind of goofy and fun. That's the whole point of it, making it a toy. But you also have to raise the stakes to kind of age up with your audience if you want to do it right. So whenever the writing and the storytelling plays that line of like nostalgia and like making it serious but not taking itself too seriously, I think that's the right path to go. So hopefully it looks like they're doing that as well with Mask. The nostalgia being like they're staying pretty true to the designs of the original stuff. Like they're not trying to like redesign it totally. Because like this Camaro was one of the main characters in the original line. So, and it looked like this, and yeah, the wings popped up like this. It flew around like a ship. It's awesome. And the helicopter looked like this. So cool. We're on our way with trying out this new property in the Energon universe, Mask. Yeah, and I'm just gonna skip that page. Yeah, it would be cool to see where they take this and how they're gonna fold this in with the rest of Transformers and G.I. Joe. Oh yeah, and Void Rivals too. Oh yeah, Venom was the name of the bad guys. I don't even remember what Venom stood for. I love those like acronyms that were like ridiculous. Venom. Let's look it up. That's worth looking up. Venom acronym for Mask. Vicious Evil Network of Mayhem. I mean, that is... Because as a villain, we got to make it clear what we are. We are a vicious, evil network of mayhem. I love that. That's the like cheesy nostalgia stuff that I love. Mask, Mobile Armored Strike Command, because Mask with a C would not be as cool. Would not work for the acronym. So it's got to be with a K. Issue 1 is out. Rest in peace, but Sam Keith would have done a great Book of Job as well as Book of Ecclesiastes. Yep. Well, that's great. These are great suggestions, you guys. Sam Keith would have been good. He did some stuff like some Greek stories. He played around with fairy tales with the Max, Brer Rabbit, and all that. I think he did a book called like Epicurus or something like that, which was Greek. So yeah, I think he'd be great for the Bible. But yeah, rest in peace. I got you. This week's poll should be dedicated to iconic cowboy actor Slim Pickens. Wow, Mo Biggs. Are you not entertained? I want Norman Rockwell to do the gory bits. Do the full Bible, even the parts you want to avoid. I can't see Norman Rockwell during gory bits. That's weird. Certain people have a revulsion to looking at holes, multiple holes. That would have been the perfect. Slim Pickens says, I'm not going to give that a badump dump. No way. Don't read for Fist of the North Star, lots of holes. Really? Have I read Fist? Maybe I get that one confused with Berserker. I don't think I've read. I don't recall a lot of holes in Fist of the North Star, so maybe I haven't read it yet. There's a meme about holes out there. Tired of this, Grandpa. Good art. Mask looks good. Still Youngblood after Mask. Mark's Music Obsession says, Brer Rabbit, if Song of the South references don't bring out Bancroft, he's not coming. We've baited him enough. We just got to talk about, what is that? What's the old gay time? If we say that 3 times, Michael Bancroft will appear. Okay. This one was an interesting book. The meme about holes. Yeah, there's a term for the condition of people that don't. It's like when you see, I've seen it before on like grates on a street, like multiple holes. I think I have it a little bit where it just makes me feel a bit queasy when I see it. So this book was interesting. Totally was not expecting this one at all or knew anything about it. It's called Tankers versus Ancient Aliens, and it's from the Bad Idea group. I believe what I heard in another review of this was that Tankers was a series. It's already out, that Bad Idea put out a while ago. And so this is just kind of like a supplemental book or something. But it's like big robot mech suits and dinosaurs is pretty much the premise. But the cool thing with this, Robert Venditti and Tomas Giorello, those guys are kind of mainstays in the Bad Idea creative teams. Those are the guys who are they're on the book what was the name of that book? Planet Death. Planet Death was one of the books he was the artist on, and I believe Venditti was the writer. Oh no. Oh yeah. He was one of the writers on Planet Death. Save Now. That was the other one. That was the one where the character can like restart at certain points in time. And Giorello was the artist on that too. So anyway, they're doing some work on there. And then they printed it on that like newsprinty kind of paper, which Bad Idea is known for on some of their books. So let's check this out. Who doesn't love dinosaurs and robots? I mean, that's kind of a winning combo. Yeah, it's cool. Cool art. It's what you would expect from Giorello. They're just riding this guy hard for art duties on Bad Idea books. And the cool thing about them printing it on this newsprint is it doesn't get reflections from the light as much. How much was this book? $5.99. What? Should have been $3.99 because it's printed on newsprint. Kind of cool coloring. That's kind of been the standard on Giorello's artwork. They've gotten, this feels like same kind of art from the other books, Planet Death and Save Now. So cool stuff. He's good. He's a good artist. It's great. Blowing up giant snakes with grenades shot in its mouth. That's awesome. Yeah, this feels like Jurassic Park meets Aliens. Does that look like Walter White? Kind of. Death Pit. Wait, what is this first one? I think this is a different artist. So this is kind of an anthology-ish book. Not 100% sure. I'll wait till we get to the credits. Credits are at the back here. So that first part was Thomas Giorello. Trevor Hairsine, I think, is the artist on this. He's also a pretty good artist. He's worked in, I think, Marvel and DC before. Wow, that's a cool shark monster. Yeah, so I'm definitely getting this like Jurassic Park, Aliens vibe from it. Terror Mountain. Who's the artist on this? Oh, maybe a guy by the name of Kenny Wong. I see. So they have three artists, Giorello, Hairsine, and Kenny Wong. Drawing three different parts. The colorists. Oh, three different colorists. Yeah. Then this is, I don't know how this book Lancer relates to the other ones. No clue. Yeah, so I don't have that much backstory on Tankers or know what it's about. That would probably be helpful. Here we go. Think Aliens, Predator, Jurassic Park, and RoboCop. It's kind of cool combo. So yeah. Cool thing. I think Bad Ideas is doing a good job of like putting out stories that are not competing necessarily with the kind of stories that the other companies like Marvel, DC, even Image are putting out. They're leaning more heavily into the sci-fi genre, which is awesome. Yeah. And then kind of establishing some anchor artists in there like Giorello to draw their books is a good idea. You know, if you have solid artists and kind of focus on having them touch the book and do a lot of the heavy lifting in these books, then you'll start garnering an audience. So I've been impressed. Definitely been impressed with the quality of the stuff. I haven't picked up all Bad Idea. Not all of the genres or the comics appeal to me, but this one and the vampire one, the Wayshack book, that one was a really good one too. So that, Planet Death, Save Now, those are all books that I've been really enjoying from Bad Idea. I don't know how long this series is going, Tankers versus Ancient Aliens. Looks like it's going to be somewhat ongoing. So we'll see. Interesting little book there. Frank Quitely would also be good for the Bible. Yeah, he'd do a good trip. Trypophobia. That's the fear of holes. Yes, definitely. Jason Fabok for the Bible. I'm iffy on that suggestion. Scotty Young, Frank Cho, Steve McNiven, Adam Hughes, J.G. Jones. I don't know about Scotty Young. It's a little too cartoony. Frank Cho, Adam Hughes, similar categories for me. J.G. Jones. I mean, those are all great artists. I'm just trying to think of like the fit for the Bible stories. Okay, one more book to go. And it's kind of come in two parts a little bit, and you'll see in a second here. I have been waiting for the conclusion of this limited series. This one is the one that took, I think, over a year to come out with issue 4. 1, 2, and 3 came out somewhat regularly, maybe every month and a half. But I remember it was coming out, Batman Gargoyle of Gotham, the first issue of that one came out before even the Absolute stuff kicked in. So when this came out, I was like, oh my gosh, this is like amazing reinterpretation of Batman. And then Absolute came out and has just been going like crazy. And this never finished. So I'm really curious of how the sales of this book are going to do now that there's so much new Batman interpretation out there. But Raphael Grandpa is one of my favorite current modern artists. And I think this book and the artwork he's done on this book is some of my favorite work that he's done of all time. So this is book 4. There's only 4 in the issue. This is the conclusion of it. He introduced not only his version of Batman and like the Joker in here, but he also created some new characters. So there's one character in here you'll see in a second called Crytoons, which was like, this is a variant cover of this book of the character Crytoons. This is illustrated by Jamie Hewlett, the guy who did Gorillas. But yeah, he's a cool new character that Grandpa introduced. And then there was this owl character. Okay, but let's flip through this, and then I'll show you the part 2 of this in a second. I actually forgot a lot of what this was going on in the story because it's been so long. But I know that there's like a serial killer. There's kind of this society behind the scenes and dealing with some stuff. And then Batman wrestling with being Batman. I think also the underlying theme in this was Batman was thinking of like shedding or like, there's always that tension between Batman and Bruce Wayne and who is the real Batman. And Grandpa was writing in this series leaning into like Batman not liking the Bruce Wayne side of him, being more like wanting to just be Batman all the time pretty much and not have that Bruce Wayne aspect to his life. So that's kind of cool. But anyway, here it is. Grandpa's amazing. He's an amazing artist. He's got this cool mix of like cartoony, stylized, really highly detailed stuff. There's his character Crytoons. There's his Joker in this series. Super creepy, this little creepy Joker kid. And then he does this a lot in his stories of like the everyday citizen or the, I don't want to say social justice, but like kind of standing up for your beliefs. He inserts that a lot. He did that in a Dark Knight story he did with Frank Miller as well. And he's got such a cool style. The Batman book I'm most looking forward to, the conclusion of, is Absolute. Frank Cho would be good for drawing the story of the Garden of Eden. Waka Waka. Yeah, that's a creepy Joker. Creepy clown kid. Okay, look at this Batman. His Batman's awesome. I love the face on his Batman, or the mask. And then he always, in a lot of his design work, Grandpa will draw these like crazy details of like utility or belts and straps and clips, and it's super cool. The clothes feel totally like lived in, not just like painted on costumes. Yeah, it's awesome. Here's the creepy. So the creepy Joker teamed up with the Cry-Toons. It's like a serial killer. Gotham Rejects. Here's that crow character. Or maybe it's a moth. Is it a moth or a crow? I think maybe it's a moth. Or was it an owl? I thought it was a bird. I don't remember. Might have been a moth. That's awesome. This totally feels like I can't remember whatever that show is, the Korean show with where they like fight to the death. Not Hunger Games. You guys know what I'm talking about. Not Death's Game. What's the name of that show? Oh gosh. Korean Death Game show. Squid Games. I'm so slow. You know what? I like before I started the stream, I had this like splitting headache. I mean, not splitting. It was a bad headache. Then I realized I didn't drink my coffee for the day. So then I took a coffee before the stream started. But I think it just kind of set my clock off for today. That's why my brain's not working. Look at this awesome detail here. It's like characters spilling off the frame. Yeah, he's just great at costume design. Super awesome. Too quiet. It's too quiet for a ninja? Why does it seem quiet here? How are you doing, Steampunker? Speaking of Absolute Batman, Rocky, did you recognize that artist I mentioned signed the comic book I told you about? Yes. The Arc M artist? Yes, I did. Thank you so much. But that, I think you saw that online though, right? Squid Games. Yes, Squid Games. Yes. Squid Game. Did you watch all seasons of Squid Games? I only watched the first season and I was like, I'm done. Like, that was too tense. It was really well done. Great acting, great premise. And I know people say it's like, it's a lot like a lot of the stories out there, like in manga stories or anime stories. But yeah, I was like, I don't know if I need to watch any more of that. That's really dark. Really dark. Love his Batman. Great Batman designs. Great helmet design. I had never encountered anything so pure, so absolute. That's got to be intentional. It's great page. Yeah, he's an awesome artist. I love his art. It's great. It's great use of different fonts here. Yeah, these guys feel Squid. Maybe it's the way they colored it too, but Squid Game-ish. Come back, you bastard! You stay in hell with me. All right. If you insist. I love the coloring in this book. It's really muted and kind of eerie and dark. Feels great for a Batman. Oh, yes. Now I recall that part of the plot was this guy was connected to young kids who had lived in Gotham, and I think Bruce Wayne was on that list. So he must have manipulated them when they were children very early on, and now it's kind of coming to head. I think that's right. That's awesome. Awesome mask design. Yeah, I love Grompa's design sense. It's got a very, very cool design sense. The villain. Wow, it's getting super dark. Villains will come back soon. Darker, madder. I'll answer with worse. A villain to the villains. Wow. That's a cool suit. Do you like this design better than Absolute Batman? Mo Biggs? Or Mark? What do you guys think? That's rad. That's such a cool Batman. Man. Okay, here's the part 2. The cool thing that they did with this is a Black Label book for DC, so it's kind of their darker imprint. But the cool thing they did with the Gargoyle of Gotham series is they came out with the Noir edition for each of these issues, which is pretty much just the black and white artwork. So I know we just flipped through, and I love the colors in it, but I know we just flipped through the standard version. But here's the black and white version, which is awesome. It just feels different looking at this in black and white. Yeah, just quickly flip through this. Mobig says it doesn't really look like Batman, but at least it doesn't look like trash. Dang. Look at that. That's awesome. Of course it looks like Batman. He's got the ears, cape. That's great. Ugh, I didn't even notice that in the other version. Dr. Geist. I think it looks like Grompa's working digitally. He's got some interesting halftone patterns in here to add texture and tone. This blur definitely is digital. That's awesome. The other thing Grompa does really well is hair. He designed some cool hair. There's that spread. Yeah, I really love that they did a Noir edition. Because Grompa's work in black and white is amazing. Let's see that last panel. Black and white. Wow, that looks totally different in black and white than it does in color. That's the color version. That's the black and white version. You can see more of the like straps and the costuming, the texture. It's so cool. It's creepy. He looks like a gargoyle. I guess that's a point. Whole point of it calling it Gargoyle of Gotham. All right, finally, the end of Rafael Grampa's Batman Gargoyle of Gotham is issue 4, both the color version and the Noir edition version, which is the black and white version. Better than Absolute, Mark's Music Obsession says. Michael Bancroft.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
How goes it? There's several mentions of different things that people said would have you come into stream. I can't remember half of them. My brain is so like, talk about looking at holes. My brain feels like Swiss cheese today. Rocky, some people have a revulsion at the sight of a hole, let alone multiple holes. Yes. That was one of the things. What a ripper. That was another thing. Yes. And then I contributed the gay time. I think that was the other thing that I thought would get you to appear. Oh, I didn't bring up Song of the South, did I? Is that my heat just kick in? That's weird. Why would the heat kick in? Hang on. Technology, I can turn that off. Why would the heat kick in? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. Sorry, this is really exciting, guys. Let me go over the... It's probably because it's too hot. Maybe it's because of the heat. Wow, strange. Hold on a second. This is strange. I'll be right back. Let me check why this is happening. This is a bit disconcerting. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to run through the books really quick. That'll be on the poll. And then while you guys are voting, I'm going to step away and check why the fan or the heat is going. Strange, because it's quite warm today. Okay, really quick. For those of you who just joined, this is the voting part of the show. And this is a quick recap. So the first book we looked at today was Absolute Catwoman, #1 debuted. Written by Scott Snyder, Shea Grayson, artwork by Bengal. Highly anticipated spin-off from Absolute Batman. Second book, Rob Liefeld's Youngblood, #100. Just a throwback to, I guess, Rob's celebration of hitting 100 issues of Youngblood. 100 issues of Youngblood. But it's just, fun. Rob Liefeld. All of his characters pretty much show up in this book, and him celebrating that with a just a fun all-out brawl. And then this is the variant cover with that Liefeld drew himself with McFarlane inking, which is an homage to New Mutants 87 cover, the famous Cable cover. Destination Kill #2. The art style that everybody in this chat loves by Joe Palmer. This like cartoony graphic art style. It's kind of a sci-fi futuristic cop idea or story. M1 Monster Racing League #1. This kind of cool racing story with monsters, drawn by the enigma that is Jay Lee, one of the best artists from the 90s, 2000s, and one of the most sought after variant cover artists currently working today. Mask, the newest addition to the Energon Universe's line of stories, from Transformers to G.I. Joe and now to Mask, which is based off of the 80s toy line that came out way back when. Just a fun nostalgic ride into a government agency called the Mobile Armored Strike Command, drawn by Pipar, who previously drew a series called Petrolhead. Lots of cool vehicles and government conspiracy. Tankers versus Ancient Aliens #1, sci-fi. It was described as Jurassic Park meets Aliens, Predator, and RoboCop. So it's a little anthology book, kind of playing in this world, the Tankers world. I don't know much about it, but kind of fun just to see dinosaurs fighting robots. And then finally, Batman Gargoyle of Gotham #4, the final issue to this 4-issue limited series by Rafael Grampa. This is both the colored version and the Noir edition. Just another version of Batman, very, very dark version of Batman, plus new characters that Grumpa created, Crytoons and Dr. Geist. Dr. Geist, and his rendition of Joker. So yeah, just this dark story of Batman. So those are the books to vote on. All of this is moot. We're just here to vote. That's why you came. I get it. I'm just trying to be diligent here. Okay. Here is the poll. Let me get the link and I'll post that in the chat. And I'll pin it to the chat. So I'll give you guys a few minutes to pin it. While you are voting, I'm gonna go check on my thermostat and why things are going, because I don't want anything to be running that shouldn't be running. So go ahead and vote. The link is live, and I will be right back. That was so strange. Sorry about that, guys. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, I don't know what was going on with my fan. Interesting enough. Okay, let me catch up here. Holes in your brain is something that happens with rabies. Ooh, that's not good. Wait, I gotta even go far back. Song of South is your siren song. Bancroft. Just a little update on the coolicles I made. Wow, what is going on here? Just a little update on the coolicles I made. They are coming along great. Been sitting in the fridge for about 2.5-ish weeks now. So about 2 to 3 weeks left. Mark's, did yours done? Did yours done? Are yours done? The coolicles? Brer Rabbit. Like Brer Rabbit. Don't you use spears? The pickles? Pickled spears? Holes in your brain is something that happens with... Oh, yeah, I just read that. Ew, heat. Yeah, I don't know why. The fan was just running. I just tried to turn everything off, and it just kept running. But it is a bit warm in my house right now, but not so warm that it's been hotter before that the fan has never turned on. So I gotta look in on that. Shouldn't take as long. The spears. Look at that. 4 votes. Gargoyle of Gotham. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with all this like AI and Chat GPT and all these kind of like assistants, life assistants. It's kind of creepy how much they learn, but we are half a step away from world domination by technology. Mark says his batch should be ready. Yeah, you should have one. I used red Kool-Aid. The pickles look like a jar of bodily organs sitting in the back of my fridge. I've seen images of that. I think we talked about this last stream of there's just this huge thing now with Kool-Aid and pineapple wedges that is like exploding on social media and people trying it out. And they have all the various colors and whatnot. And dang it, I just saw the poll tie again. Now there's 10 people watching. Oh. I mean, okay. Anyway, just seeing all those like Kool-Aid pineapple wedges in the different colors and people drinking it, it's just, wow. It's quiet warm today. Rocky could mean anything over 50 degrees with that statement. No, it's quite warm. It's 69. It's quite warm. It's not just the warmth, it's like the sun is very glaring today. It's just one of those days where you really feel the sun. Quite warm must be 70 or higher. Yes. Mo's gonna vote for Catwoman. No, he's not. Youngblood 100 for the win is what Mark's Music Obsession says. Not quite. We're talking Rocky 65-degree heat wave Ballesteros here. Yeah. Inimitable, Jay Lee, that's a good word. They need to do a mass comic based on Rocky Dennis. No! I remember that movie with Cher in it. That was a really sad movie. But no, I don't think I'd want to see a comic about that. Ah, yes. Okay, caught up there. Batch of books resembles a batch of duds, and one good piece in an art sheet failed tonight that infuriates Rob. Wow. Mark didn't like this week. I thought this week was pretty good. Me thinks I hear some cranky kitties in the background. No, they're still asleep. I think that was my heat. Raphael Panty Sniffer. for Grandpa? What? Do you know something I don't? That book would be better than Absolutes. Yes. Yes. Hungry Cats. I'm actually astonished that Rocky would run this election so close to what happened in LA this week. No ties left behind. Quick, everybody hide. Oy, oy, oy. It's amazing. It's amazing that you guys are able to do this. This takes some coordination. Not gonna lie, it's pretty impressive. I have no clue what most of the comics Rocky reviewed are, so this will be a vote completely based on which will tie them up. It doesn't matter. People that do know the books are kind of focused on the tie. Don't make me vote for Rocky. Not like this. Not like this. Hold the line. Last time things were tied up so complete. Bancroft. You've got quite the reputation, my friend. I have a theory that Rocky hates ties so much because he's ashamed of having a favorite cat. My favorite cat today has a little bit of like an infection in his eye or something. It's a little goopy. I mean, he's okay. But yeah, it was a little like extra goopy. It's beautiful. We should have sent a poet. No, I'm not surprised. It got tied. I didn't even have to do anything. Rocky keeps rereading the comment about holes in your brain. I'm telling you, today I'm off. Can't you tell? I'm off. I'm off my game. Coffee. Another one. This poll needs a hero. This old poll needs some young blood. Jeffrey Beats voted. Nice. Still a tie in spite of Jeffrey's last minute ballot dump shenanigans. We got the full Aussie Express here. We're still tied. Where are the mail-ins? Those come in the last hour, apparently. Apparently that's how it works. To push the tie over. No. Yes. I voted for Batman for those curious. Nice. The only way to get Mo Biggs to vote for Batman is to not have it be an absolute, I guess. Jeez. Sounds Russian or like you're from Eastern Europe. Does you even English, bro? Stop it. Banger, have you heard of 6-7 Day? The 6th of... Oh, man. There's a character in the Lucent that the chat calls Pan... Oh. That's even worse. 6... You hope my car gets better. My cat? I had to come back to vote. Mail-ins would come in tomorrow and the rest of the week and put Absolute Catwoman randomly over the top. Okay, we only have 9 votes and 11 people watching. Maybe one of them is me. So I'm going to guess one person watching now hasn't voted. Come on, we need to break this tie. Do I need to do something silly here? What can we do? What can we do?
Pick feed the lady. Pick feed the lady. Pick feed the lady. Pick feed the lady. Pick feed the lady.
Did that help? That didn't help at all. We're still tied. What can we do? Anything that needs to be done has already been done. 12 watching now. I'm thinking it's 11 because I think one of them watching is me. Because I have a YouTube window open. Steampunker. 5 votes Youngblood. 4 votes Batman Gargoyle. 1 vote Absolute. 9 voters, a Fellowship of the Vote, if you will. 2 votes Absolute Catwoman. What is going on? See, you can't criticize my speaking, Cranberry, because you've got autocorrect problems too. Refresh. Mark started another account. Youngblood is winning. Youngblood is winning, everybody. We're giving it 1 more minute and that's it. And we're calling it. Youngblood is winning. Everybody's so angry. I don't know. We're just gonna have to get the votes up if you want. 3 votes Absolute Catwoman now. What the? This is highly suspicious. Highly suspicious. How many burner accounts are being created right now? Oh wait, did I not start the timer? Whoops. If we had a 3-way tie, that would be amazing, actually. I don't know what to do anymore. I've given up. "30 seconds. Somebody save us." How many other devices? I can hear Mark. He's yelling in the background. "Michelle, quick! Vote for Youngblood 100. Remy, start an account for Remy. REM. This is crazy. You guys hit that like before we end this. Hit that like, please. I think we have 0 likes. No. How many likes do we have? We better have as many likes as we have votes. 14 votes, 12 likes. Close. Suspicious, yet close. If we're going to have burner accounts, make sure they hit the like too. Rules violation. Timer should have ended when it was 5-4. Mark is not happy. I don't know how we can fight the tide here, Mark. This is kind of crazy. And now look again. Somebody already did, Cranberry. And thus the wheel of... And here's my Australian accent again. And... Oh, gosh. And thus the wheel of samsara turns against the mortals yet again. Sorry. That was really bad. It's my Wednesday comics, not my Wednesday week comics. Wednesday week comics. 13 likes from Mark's Music Obsession. If we can get anything out of this crazy 3-way tie, it's more likes. Got 13 likes. Yes, I just refreshed. Cranberry Landers cheering twice. Calling it now, 3-way tie. Congratulations. Oh, whoops, wrong one. Sorry. That was awful. That's awful. Awful. 39er. Next week we go for a 4-way tie. Perfect balance as it... Balance. Balance? I feel your pain, Mark's Music Obsession. I feel your pain, man. I don't know. We learned Rocky is terrible at accents. Stick with the art. humor and channel, Rocky. I'll take that as a 2 out of 3 comment. Art, humor, and channel. 3 out of 4 positive review. That's still good. Australians lost. That was pretty good. Australian. The universe won. Those typos. No, that went like cowboy. Typos. Forward. Oh no. All right, we're just like making stuff up now. Stick to the sound. Okay. Noted.
10% bogan, 50% bogan, 100% bogan.
10% bogan, 15% bogan, 100% bogan.
10% bogan, 50% bogan, 100% bogan.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
That's a knife. That's not a knife. That's a knife. You sound like from Dingo's Crossing. Your Jeffrey accent was serviceable. Bancroft once sounded Kiwi. Wow. I'm going to say that was intentional. I'm going to get it. I'm going to speak for the rest of this stream as we close out in Australian. Well done, everybody. No, that wasn't it. Yeah. That's pretty good. Boomer. Woo. I need a haircut. All right, guys. I'm just killing time now. But fortunately, my fan stopped. So that nothing's going to blow up there. We do have for the first time in all of stream, three-way tie for favorite book of the week. Absolute Catwoman, Youngblood 100, Batman, Gargoyle of Gotham. You know what would be amazing if we can get a tie across all the books next time? That would make me feel good. Because then that would prove to me that I'm picking the right books. Congratulations, chat. We broke them. You are still welcome in Australia. Yeah. Three-way tie. Very bogan sounding Aussie accent. There we go. I think that's good. Not really. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Thank you for the fun and the ridiculousness. I need another coffee, even though it's close to dinner time. Please hit that like on your way out. Like and subscribe. You guys did it. I really appreciate you being here. I will see you again next time. Hopefully next time will be a master study. So stay tuned to my channel. Get those notifications on because we're rolling on that Jack Kirby master study. The inking on that one is going great. Really enjoying that one, and I'm excited about that. And I'm excited about the next phase after this master study is done. I'm excited to see where we go. I was formulating some ideas. Go watch that Ink Pulp podcast with J. Scott Campbell, because he talks about kind of building it out, what it means to be an independent artist, in particular comics now, and just gave me some ideas. Like, I was like, okay, cool. This is... Or it was not necessarily ideas, but inspired me to like rethink things a little bit. But anyway, awesome stuff. Bancroft, are you streaming? Do you want me to? That's going to take too long. Go visit Bancroft's stream. If he's doing his art share, always a fun time. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. Great rest of your week. If I don't stream again, I will see you again next week for more comics. Take care, everybody. Thanks again for the fun time, and I'll see you later. It's bloody unconstitutional. You know, the whole vibe of the thing. That was bad.